In this brief video I want to talk about Leo III and his victory against the Arabs, his second victory against the Arabs at the city of Akroinon in Phrygia. Now you see, Leo III took power in 717 and he immediately faced the siege of Constantinople by the Arabs. Now by the second year, 718, he had defeated the Arabs outside the walls of Constantinople, and he succeeded this by the use of Greek fire. Greek fire was a fire-breathing machine placed on warships, and it was an invention by Galenicus of Baalbek. Now, a couple of years later, even though the Arabs lost thousands of men in the battles outside the walls of Constantinople, a couple of years later they were on the offensive again, and they started raiding parts of Asia Minor mainly, and they didn't believe that the Romans would be able to make an offensive again. So, for example, in the year 738, we see the Arab army of Suleiman attacking the Eastern Roman Empire once again, and they captured a fort called Sideron, and they captured Eustathius, the son of patrician Marianus. Now in the following year, in May of 739, Suleiman attacked the Eastern Roman Empire once again with a big army of 90,000 men. Now 90,000 men is a lot of men for the time, 90,000 men. Now the Arabs made a big mistake. They split their army in three parts. Now Gamra led 10,000 light armed troops and he raided part of Asia Minor. Malik and Battal led 20,000 cavalry, that's a lot of cavalry, and they led them to the city of Akroinon in Phrygia. And Suleiman led the main army of 60,000 men, and they raided Diana and other parts of Cappadocia. And they killed many men, women and beasts of burden. Now the Roman army under Leo III himself and his son Constantine was a really good commander who would succeed his father as a good commander. They fought and they defeated the army of Malik and Battal, 20,000 strong, and they massacred most of the Arabs, and they killed Malik and Battal as well. Out of the 20,000 Arabs, 6,800 survived the battle, and they fled to a city nearby in Phrygia called Sinada, and from Sinada the 6,800 Arabs joined the retreating main army of Suleiman, 70,000 strong. So we see that Leo and his son Constantine defeated the 20,000 out of the 90,000 men of Suleiman, and they inflicted a second great defeat on the Arab army. And roughly in that same period, Martel, the leader of the Franks, the Magister Domus of the Franks, defeated the Arabs at Poitiers in France. So the Arabs suffered three great defeats: 717, 718 outside the walls of Constantinople itself, 739 AD outside of Akroinon in Phrygia, and roughly the same period they suffered a great defeat by Martel at Poitiers in France. Leo III. Now Leo III was probably either of Assyrian stock or Isaurian stock, as he was born in Germanicia in the borders of Cappadocia and Assyria, and his son Constantine V, Kopronymus, was a good commander and he succeeded his father, and the Eastern Roman Empire was on the rise once. Leo III, the great Eastern Roman Emperor, and Constantine V, his son and successor.